Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Raphinha as Barcelona consider the 26-year-old being linked to Newcastle and Bayern currently as non-transferable. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Andreas Christensen, as it have been reported that the 30 million euro rated Barcelona defender is set to stay at the Camp Nou despite suitors. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barcelona must generate at least 100 million euros in player sales by the end of the transfer window. The steep objective has the club offices in a mess as they continuously try to ship out underperforming players. Ansu Fati, Frankie and Ferran Torres are some of the players used as bargaining chips to bring in much needed revenue. Yet, not one of the three players is making it an easy process for the Catalans. The club thus find themselves in a nerve-wracking situation. As a last-ditch option, Barcelona understand that they could have to part with a star player and make one big departure to fit the bill, and Raphinha was suggested to be that player earlier today. According to reports from Sport, however, the Brazilian is no longer on the departure list. Barcelona consider him untransferable and will not part ways with him this summer, especially given his strong run of performances in the 2022-23. The 26-year-old made 36 La Liga appearances for Barcelona last season, finding the back of the net 7 times and providing as many assists. He created a whopping 17 big chances across the season and averaged 1.6 key passes per game. Of the numerous clubs closely following the situation of Raphinha at Barca, Newcastle were said to be leading the race to sign Raphinha this summer, with Bayern Munich in the race too. It was never going to be a straightforward race. Heading into the 2023-24 campaign, Xavi Hernandez will thus have both his star wingers, that is Raphinha and Ousmane Dembele, at his disposal. The big question, however, will be the distribution of workload between the duo and whether the manager fancies deploying both wingers together. After all, both players have proven to be worthy of starting roles through merit. Of course, Raphinha's future still remains somewhat uncertain, but with this report claiming that manager Xavi really wants to keep the player, and of course, after all the transfer rumors we have been getting, Newcastle showing strong interest as well as Bayern Munich, Barcelona see him as untransferable, and definitely this should be from the influence of manager Xavi, who have really admired the way this guy have been playing in some certain matches, because when Dembele have not been there, I think Raphinha have also stepped up the mantle to help the team win some very important points for us in our quest to win La Liga, and which we succeeded in winning the league. And I think selling Raphinha could have been really harsh. We understand that we are currently going through a lot financially, and Barca needs to shell at least 100 million euros in grand total in order to have a smooth transfer window. And as things stand, Barcelona now, they are really trying to bring out decisions to ensure that everything goes smoothly. And we are talking about 100 million euros that needs to be at least that needs to be sold. I think definitely there must be a player who is valuable in the team, because he was selling the likes of Umtiti, of course, players who are unknown mostly. I don't think Barca can generate that space of 100 million euros. So definitely there should be a sale, a big sale, as reports have been saying, and Raphinha was one of the players that Barca saw as that sale. But if we're talking for me about Frankie here, Frankie is also a very phenomenal, great player that we have had at our disposal. Even though under Xavi's tutelage he has not seen as an important player in the plans of Xavi, but I think he's still a player that many top clubs in Europe would want to sign. And from the look of things, seeing that the player's future remains uncertain, and the fact that Barcelona themselves are looking for another interior midfielder as of Ilkay Gundogan is strongly linked, then we can count the future of Frankie C so uncertain and almost out of Barca. There was a report earlier this week claiming that the player have given green light to the club to sell him if the C offers, which means that Frankisi understands the current situation and he knows that forcing things to happen might not go his way. So Barcelona have a lot of work. Raphinha and of course one of the players who have been strongly linked with an exit seem as though he still have another many more years to play for Blaugrana colors. So we just have to see how things unfold. But honestly, I think we should prepare for anything at this point because we can just prepare for anything at this point. Because even if they sell players like Raphinha, nobody should be surprised because things are really going south when it comes to our finances. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona are looking to secure the exit of their star players this summer as part of their plans to reduce the salary mass in the squad. While players such as Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, and Frank Kessié are in contention to leave Camp Nou ahead of the new season, there are some players Barcelona consider untouchable. One of them is Andreas Christensen. The former Chelsea defender has become a subject of interest for a host of clubs across Europe following his excellent debut season at the Camp Nou. Indeed, Christensen has formed a formidable defensive partnership alongside Ronald Araujo during his first season at the club. His performances have not gone unnoticed either, with top European clubs pressuring Barcelona to offload him in the coming summer. However, according to Mundo Deportivo, even Christensen has no desire to leave Barcelona. He has found unprecedented success at the Camp Nou and is not willing to trade that in favor of a move elsewhere. Barcelona themselves consider Christensen as one of the untouchables and will not weigh in offers for the Danish international even in the midst of economic crisis that has forced them to consider offers for their star players. Instead of offloading Christensen, Barca are looking to other avenues to bring in fresh cash. As mentioned earlier, the sale of Fati could be one, though the youngster is not too keen for an exit, despite the best efforts of his agent Josh Mendes to leave. Ferran Torres and Frankie here are the other candidates, though Barca will also rely on the sales of their returning stars such as Clement Lenglet and Samuel Umtiti, among others. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.